what I perceive with the inner child would be that small part of you, or the inner you, who's been separated or been pushed away, where you start in your life, you start pretending to be somebody else or building up a mask, and it's the inner voice, and the inner voice then gets very frustrated because you've ignored that part of you, and when you're growing up, when you're small, there's probably points where you're told you were not good enough, and then you start being something else, and that's where the split starts getting deeper and deeper, and the separation gets more and more. And then we have this, which I did as well, was the, when I was in the business world, okay, I am in the business world now, my inner child has nothing to do with this. Okay, I'm with my friends, but maybe I don't want them to see who I really am, and I put my inner child back as well. So we can do it in many different ways, and it's really to embrace and invite the inner child, that inner you, back into your life, and to embrace the insecurities or the frustration of your inner child first, because the inner child could be actually pissed at you for ignoring him or her for so long. So I would start, I'm sorry for ignoring you, I'm sorry for not seeing you, I'm sorry for not trusting you, for not believing in you, or for not making space for you. And I invite you into my life, I invite you into my heart, I invite you to speak through me. I invite you to feel through me, which is very important, because without that connection, the emotional body isn't really active through the heart frequencies. So to reconnect to the heart frequencies, I feel the inner child is really important, is the key, one of the keys for that. So I would work with embracing my inner child and inviting my inner child into the light of my heart. It's true that you will face some, when you connect with your inner child's not going to be sitting there in a Zen state waiting for you to connect. Your inner child first will say, well, listen, why didn't you connect with me before? Or, suddenly you see me. So there will be some reaction there. But it's very soon that that will change. It's almost like, well, if I do something wrong against you and I don't give you the space to talk, how will you feel? You will feel very frustrated. And then I say to you, no, but don't tell me how you really feel. I don't want to know about it, okay? You're going to get more frustrated. So it's the same thing with your inner child. Your inner child just wants to express himself or herself. And that's all he or she wants to do, is just be heard and say, I don't feel good. I feel angry. I feel frustrated with you because you're not listening to me. And as soon as the words are out, the energy's gone. But yes, the inner child will want to allow this energy to flow again. It's about flow. Just like a child, when the child is young and the child falls on the ground, the child screams, kicks, shakes off, and it's gone, it's done. And they forget about it, and then they're happy again. Whereas we, as adults, would fall on the ground, jump up and say, everything's okay, I'm fine, I know if I go to work. But inside, I'm not fine. And this is what the inner child wants you to do. The inner child wants to start connecting to flow again, to the flow of creation, the flow of the universe, which flows through the inner child perfectly. But we were told it wasn't perfect. Or is described, it's the tribe, I call it the tribe frequency inside us. When we disconnect from the inner child, it's a disconnection from the tribe. A flower is a flower. A flower is not trying to pretend to be something else. And we're brought up in a way pretending to be something else. So that's disconnecting from the tribe, the natural tribe of the universe, which is inside all of us, but we switched it off. And we sometimes go into it, but we're not using it fully. So we have to really go into that tribe again. And I say, a flower is a flower, and it's a beautiful flower. And it has it's not striving to be anything else but a flower. And it's perfect. So we need to go back to that tribe frequency, or realize that it's in us already. and to allow it. And that's what the inner child is trying to get you to remember. I know when I first started to work with my inner child, well, the first part, he was extremely angry and pissed with me because of, different abuses, or if not really allowing him into my life. And then after I thought immediately, oh wow, I'm going to have to make huge changes in my life for my inner child to be happy. But it wasn't like that at all. It was simple connection and talking to the inner child each in the morning and saying, hi, how do you feel today? What would you like to do? I can make some space, even I can make half an hour for you at lunchtime, or what would you like? And this simple conversation or connection got stronger, and I was very surprised actually how little my inner child wanted, and how good my inner child would feel with a few words of awareness that you're here. And especially when I says, okay, I'm going to make some time for you. And he got very happy and very excited. And then when I did make the time, it was like, okay, but I have to go back to work. He says, oh, I want to go to work with you, And that was really fun. And the work changed a lot, that I could feel that he was active in the work immediately. And then work wasn't like work. It was creative, it was fun, it was rich, it wasn't tiring. It was very different, and the connection with people was stronger, and the emotional body was stronger, and the emotional connection was stronger. So the inner child, I really feel, is the key for everything, for success, for fulfillment, for creativity, for wisdom. That's the connection that I feel we should work with to build up again, and with trust, and to... the inner child is like, well, fuck everyone else. I don't care about you. I don't care about what you think. There's a connection there which you need to build up again. And we were too busy worrying about what people thought about us and living our lives for other people. But the connection with the inner child is, no, I'm first, and I'm here. See me, feel me, be aware of me. And then when you build up that connection, then everything changes around you, and you're really there for other people. You can really hear people. You can really see people. So this connection is really, really important, and really a huge piece in the development.